Access Health Fort Pierre, the Corner Station, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. And Governor Basketball is brought to you in part by Hawaii Federal Credit Union, TMA, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Wetmurado, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, the Lariat Lanes, the Rampota Hotel and Conference Center, Ferding Electric, Bauman Lumber, and Xander Auto Parts. These special in-game sponsors bring you Governor Basketball. The Hughes County Jail, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, Central Dakota Eye Care, Envirotech, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection, Comtech, Coca-Cola Bottling, Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial, Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg, Hermanson Entodogus, Cowboy Country Stores, Gales Gas Service, and Bauman Lumber.
Now, here, Governor Basketball.
Well, thank you very much, and a good Friday evening, everybody. A night of high school basketball coming your way, but believe it or not, this is the last game of the regular season for the Pierre Governor boys. We welcome you to Sioux Falls Roosevelt High School, where the home team, the Rough Riders, will play host to the Pierre Governors. Roosevelt has had a fine season all year long. They're coming into this one 13-6 with one game to go. They're the number 4 seed currently in what would be the Sodax 16. As for the Governors, it has been a bit of a struggle lately for the Govs, dropping one to Sioux Falls Jefferson on Tuesday. Of course, they lost to Mitchell last Friday as well. They are 10-9 and would be the 10 seed going in to the postseason if that were to be happening tonight. Difficult schedule down the stretch, no doubt about it, for the Pierre Governors. Govs and Rough Riders coming up tonight. Caleb Brozick will have our live stream going at GoGovs.live, also on drgnews.com. We're on the River 92.7 page, and Colby Carey running the show in studio. The sophomore game just got over, so let's take a 3-minute break, and we've got a look around the state of basketball on the way. Of course, we're in Sioux Falls also covering state wrestling. It's been a great weekend for the Governor wrestlers. We will be talking about wrestling as much as we can or when we get the opportunity, but we need to set up our Bank West pregame show, and we'll do that and all things that come into it after a 3-minute timeout. Our Bank West pregame show begins, and you're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball and your official voice of the Governors. It's River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, Bank West has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. Bank West Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose Bank West. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports, from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School Sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Happy Leap Month from Beck Motor Company of Pierre. We are celebrating that extra day with $29 off a light detail and $29 for a hand wash in our detail department. In our parts department, we have buy 3 tires and get 1 free. As always, we have the price match guarantee, signed 1-2.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio and Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Call the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. When you're looking for a new vehicle, they make it easy. All available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop in to Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
One team. The Pierre Governors know what that means, and so do the men and women of the Hughes County Jail. No matter how good you are, working with a good team makes you better. To be the best, that takes teamwork. So if you'd like to know more about the available positions at the Hughes County Jail and be a part of their team, log on at hughescounty.org. Click on the Sheriff tab. Detention deputies and nursing positions are available. Go Govs from the employees of the Hughes County Jail. Welcome back as Colby Carey brings us back to Crazy Train from Ozzy Osbourne. The Sioux Falls Roosevelt Pep Band just played Iron Man from Black Sabbath. It's Ozzy in stereo here. Governor Boys basketball coming up. We just heard from the Hughes County Jail, and they sponsor the origination of our broadcast where we set up, and that is the Hughes County Jail broadcast booth. Here at Roosevelt High, we set up, in the upper level of the bleachers. In one corner, we'll have a corner view of this one, but from up high at Roosevelt High School, the Rough Riders hosting the Governors. It is the Hughes County Jail broadcast booth. Caleb Brozick is live streaming from that vantage point, and that's where we'll be calling this one from as well. As we take a look at the state of basketball, we remind all of those on the road that the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety in winter driving conditions reminds us all to slow down and drive for winter conditions. Snow means slow. Quick reminder from the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. Let's take a look at the state of basketball in South Dakota real quick, and I didn't print out my stat sheets because I've been gone for state wrestling, and that was where my focus was for much of it. But according to the High School Activities Association website, and boys basketball coming into the final weekend of the season, got Mitchell at the top spot with their 18-1 mark. Harrisburg holding down the number 2 seed at 15-3. Brandon Valley's been impressive this year, 15-4. They're in the 3 spot ahead of these Roosevelt Rough Riders that we'll see tonight, 13-6. Sioux Falls, Washington, 11-7. Watertown continues to play better and better. They're 12-7. Rapid City Stevens still hanging in there with a home game right now, 12-6. And Huron is done now as of last night, as they have a 12-8 mark. Then Sioux Falls Jefferson, who beat the Governors on Tuesday, passing the Govs into the 9 spot. Pierre at 10-9 is the number 10 seed. And the Governors would go to Rapid City Stevens if the Sodak 16 were to begin tonight. Then at Sioux Falls Lincoln, Aberdeen Central, who would be Roosevelt's opponent. Spearfish, Sturgis, Yankton, they're in the top 16 with Douglas, Rapid City Central, and Brookings on the outside looking in. Matchup with Sioux Falls Roosevelt and Aberdeen Central was actually their last game, Roosevelt's, and that was Tuesday night. They went up and came away with just a 2-point victory over the Golden Eagles, 55-53. And Roosevelt's previous game before that was against Mitchell last Saturday. Well, Mitchell treated the Rough Riders a lot like they treated the Governors the very day before. 1 week ago today, when the Govs lost to Mitchell 74-50, and Mitchell beat Roosevelt something like 74-53. So it was about equally as ugly for the Rough Riders as it was for the Governors. And we'll hear from Coach Mitch Begeman about that very game and in just a little bit. Quick look at the girls right now. Of course, the Governor girls are hosting Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Our KMLO colleague Spencer Gosh will have the call on that one. That's on KGFX AM 1060, 103.1 FM. Governors with a big win here in Sioux Falls at Jefferson High on Tuesday night. That moved them up to the number 5 seed with a 13-6 record. Jefferson is still at 14-5 and in the number 4. O'Gorman unbeaten, Mitchell once beaten, and Brandon Valley are the 3 above Jefferson and Pierre. Then it's Spearfish, Harrisburg, and Stevens with what would be home games in the Sodak 16. Sioux Falls Roosevelt has struggled this season. They're 4-15, and they are clinging to the 16 seed right now in the top 16. Governors at 5 would host Rapid City Central, number 11, or rather Huron, number 12, if the Sodak 16 were tonight. Sioux Falls Roosevelt at 16 would go to number 1, O'Gorman. There are a few games going on in South Dakota tonight. ESD games, AA games. There are a couple of East River, West River trips that are going on. So Stevens and Central out west have a couple of games left. I think Harrisburg and or maybe Yankton and Brookings or somebody like that is making an east-west trip as well for games tonight and tomorrow. But that would be the state of basketball. We need to get to our coaches' conversations. Let's take a 3-minute break. The keys to success brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care. Coming up next, you're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
Have you found yourself worrying about inflation and market volatility? Considering what should I do? Can I do anything? Am I going to be okay? The Ranky Gray team has been coaching their clients through these tumultuous times for over 35 years. Let us discover what easy, time-tested adjustments can be made for you. For a free second opinion, our team can be reached at 605-224-5959. Let's start today.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC. A registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Ranky Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Hey, DQ fans, crunch into a $6.99 chicken strip basket. It's got crispy, all-white meat chicken strips, golden fries, mouth-watering Texas toast, and your favorite dipping sauce like our homemade Hidden Valley Ranch. Is there a more perfect basket? I'm going to go buy a chicken strip basket. There's to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment, as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2, and punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Living with less pain means living at your best. But an action-packed life can wear your body down. Avera Orthopedics keeps you moving with total joint replacements for pain you don't have to live with. Find relief with the region's largest orthopedic physician team of specialized surgeons so you can keep moving forward. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/totaljoint.
Do you dream of a custom home built open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home? Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new 523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Century Business Products is a proud supporter of South Dakota High School athletics and proud to provide the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers. Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents, or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Well, our coach, and I kind of thought you'd match up pretty well against them, but they had that speed game that, again, it just seemed like you're a step and a half too slow, and I think that's something that you're really going to have to be ready for tonight with a good, fast, up and down team like Sioux Falls Roosevelt.
Yeah, they hurt us in transition. We also hurt ourselves a little bit. I know we talked in post game with difference of 17 free throws there is daunting, and it's something that I think it's a positive takeaway as well, though. While it wasn't as big of a gap as the final score may seem, but for us, certainly stopping them in transition tonight will be a big priority. They are very similar to Jefferson in that regard, and just still finding guys that are fitting their mold that they need this year. So it's just different guys that are stepping up at different times, and we're going to need to be prepared to adjust as we go.
It's a team that really, I think it's going all the way back to the start of the season, was really planning on being right there in the thick of things at the very end, and I'm talking possible state championship aspirations. I don't know if they still have that. I'm sure they do, but maybe they don't look like that team quite so much. Can you get some things done against this team that maybe you didn't realize you would have at the beginning of the year?
Yeah, they've lost a couple kids to various things, and that's something that we feel as we've progressed. We started off with guys that hadn't played together for a long time, and we've been fortunate to not be plagued with injury. We've had some illnesses, obviously, but we really feel like we've started to turn that corner to back being fully healthy, and that's something that for us is big. We need our guys to be ready to go and healthy, and it was out of their control, out of our control there for a little while in their health. But they're with that being said, I think that's something that as we've moved forward, the scores as of late haven't been as great as we would have liked them to be, but I think we're still making the progress that we need to be setting ourselves up to be playing our best basketball come the end of the season, and here we are, and that's something that we talked about and really set up this week about is regardless of the end score, we need to be playing and making the steps to playing our best basketball now and then next Saturday.
Well, it's a pretty good, you talk about next Saturday, and you might as well consider the start of the postseason now, because whoever you play next Saturday is going to be the caliber of team that you're going to see tonight.
Yeah, it's wide open. When you look at 11 teams that have a winning record in our class right now, it is anybody's ball game. I could not tell you the 8 teams that are going to make the state tournament. They're not going to want to play the athletes that we have and the competitors that we have down the stretch.
With this game and kind of what my assumption of how it's going to go, it's going to remind me a lot of that Bismarck game way back when. That was a fun game. We'll see if this one's kind of the same way. What are your keys to success tonight?
So the transition game that we played with in Bismarck, part of that was dictated by the pressure that Bismarck applied in the full court. But as we've mentioned time and time again, we don't need to be forced to go into that type of tempo, that tempo that we feel like we can succeed in is going to be a big key tonight, and getting off to that good start that we talk about a lot. Making a statement early, making that as of late hasn't been what we feel like our identity defensively. We've kind of just traded buckets early on. We've got to start out with what we call our turkeys.
The turkeys,
Yep. Getting a few snaps in a row. That's been something that we've statted a lot this week, and really prioritizing that with our bench, with our kids on the floor as well.
All right, Coach, good luck. Go get it.
Thank you.
That's Brianna Kuzler, the head coach of the Pierre Governors. Coach's comments and keys to success in our broadcast are sponsored by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. We'll step aside and hear from Central Dakota Eye Care. We speak with Mitch Begeman, the head coach of the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders. Our keys to success continue next. This is Governor Basketball.
The key to success starts with vision. Hi, this is Dr. Matthew Blauzik of Central Dakota Eye Care. Regular, yearly, comprehensive eye exams are key in finding eye problems before symptoms appear. Call us today at 224-6128 and schedule an appointment. New patients are always welcome. The staff at Central Dakota Eye Care is proud of our area youth and support their high school activities. Best of luck in the game. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
And our keys to success will continue. We talk with Mitch Begeman, the head coach of the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders. Coach, coming in, I think you've had a pretty successful season, all things considered. I think maybe you feel like, I'm going to guess you probably wish you had a few more wins than you do, but you drop a few here and there, but you get one against Aberdeen in a hard-fought game, and just kind of curious where you're at after that victory and how you feel your team is shaping up going toward the postseason with one game to go.
Yeah, it's definitely it's getting real close to March Madness here, and we feel like we've kind of slipped up a few games the last week. We've had a grinder of a stretch. It's been 5 games in 10 days here, and we feel like this has really helped us prepare for postseason play. We faced 2 good teams, Washington last Friday night, then Mitchell on Saturday, and we kind of got a taste of a really good basketball team on Saturday, to be truthfully honest with you. But we bounced back and went up to Aberdeen in a tough atmosphere, tough place to play, and squeaked out a win. Probably didn't play as well as we could, but we've never really had a ton of success up there, to be honest with you. So anytime you can come out of there with a win, you feel pretty good about it. But we obviously know we got to continue to play better down the stretch here and continue to prepare ourselves for that Sweet 16 game.
You talk about that Mitchell game, and the very day before, the Pierre Governors got that same taste of what they're all about. Did you share and compare notes at all? Something that you feel like you're preparing for the Governors in this one?
We know the physicality of this game. Obviously the Zabel kid is a very physical kid, football player, multi-sport athlete. He plays very low to the ground, and he's strong, and so we've got to do a really good job of defending him and keeping him off the boards. I believe he's got 58 offensive rebounds on the year, which is a pretty good stat. We know they've got number 10, I think his name is Getz. Yeah, Getz. And he shoots at a high rate right now, 45% from the perimeter, and so we've got to guard him very, very well and not lose him. And then the Olsen kid we know is another quick little point guard for them that can get to the rim, and we've got to contain the shooters, and that's always been a key for us all year long is defending the perimeter, but defending the other team's best players, and we can do it. It's just we've been kind of running into a buzzsaw the last few games of letting those shooters get hot, and when you do that, teams are going to be in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So you give me a starting lineup plus 5 others, you're going 10 deep. Does that mean you run them in and out and, run the floor as fast as you can?
Certainly, yeah. That's kind of been our style the last 5 years, and our guys have really embraced it. But to be able to do that, you've got to have some depth because you're defending in the full court, and then you're turning around and you're trying to play fast on the other end. And so you do need some bodies to be able to do that for 32 minutes. And, we've had some, injuries and stuff this year, and so we've had to have some new guys kind of step into some roles that maybe we didn't think that was going to happen this year. But that's also why you develop your young kids, and try to get them ready to go, because you never know when